My name is Demetrius Titus, and I am currently a board member of the Michigan Prison Doula Initiative, as well as I am a program associate for the American Friends Service Committee. We are centralized in Philadelphia, but we work here. I work here out of Michigan in the Ypsilanti office, and what we do in the Ypsilanti office is we work primarily with the Michigan criminal justice system. I've working with American Friends Service Committee. I've been in for about 3 years, and my own personal experience with incarceration, led me to understand the system from the inside out, and that was a motivating factor for me to, get in this line of work. Upon meeting Jacqueline Williams, I was able to get more involved in the Michigan Prison Doula Initiative. From my work, I was seeing the need more and more involved, more and more for the women who are now being incarcerated pregnant. It was a very small population, but unfortunately that population has now increased. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at the Michigan Department of Corrections, and you're looking at any prison system, unfortunately the system was not designed for women in the first place. It was only designed for men, so therefore it was designed to actually keep men in a custody state, in a custody space. So now you have that entirely different element where you have more and more women who are being incarcerated. So now it's almost as if it's a step-by-step, day-by-day learning experience with Michigan Department of Corrections. So now you add the element of women being pregnant was placed into the mix, and so we just saw the need. We saw the need to address this. We saw the need to address the proper treatment for women who were pregnant while incarcerated. For the most part, what we were seeing with the numbers were many of these women who were incarcerated had no idea that they were pregnant, until they were being processed in the county jail. And so, dealing with, the situation, the trauma that comes behind being incarcerated, and then, being in that space now where you find out you're pregnant, it's just, very traumatic in nature. Mm-hmm. So we just felt the dire need to really address this issue because, unfortunately, here in Michigan, this issue was just not addressed, and it had not been addressed for many, many years. So I think what had transpired personally is, Michigan Department of Correction did begin to see an increase in this issue, and so it was, it kind of was we were able to, I would say, get in with Michigan Department of Corrections regarding it, because they did see that this was becoming a greater need, and it needed to be addressed.
And I'm Deb Landis-Lewis. I'm a practicing OBGYN physician here at St. Joe's. I'm also a board member of the Michigan Prison Doula Initiative, and one of the primary liaisons for the hospital and Department of Corrections when women come to give birth. And I came to this work also with personal family, having a family member who'd been incarcerated, and so kind of growing up with a family that really taught and instilled the values that people are more than their worst act or whatever has landed them in the system. And so from a very young age, it was very accepted. I just was taught that regardless of where you are or what you've done or what you may have been accused of, you're still a person, and that's kind of the foremost. And then within medicine, just in training, medical school, and residency, not here in this state, but in a different state, just seeing women coming in, either shackled in labor or shackled before that or shackled in the operating room, and just realizing that this is a real issue and a real need for change that hasn't been addressed in the medical profession much. And so then here, since I've been in Michigan in this position, knowing that the one state women's prison was this close, and that women were being transported here for birth and obstetric emergencies, really just felt that it was a need that hadn't been addressed, just like what Demetrius was saying, and had just kind of been, this is what happens and this is what we do. And I think sometimes we can become complacent when it's just what without really seeing or thinking about it in a different way and really looking at the whole person and how we address best medical practice. So then through that, just like Demetrius said, just kind of developing these relationships with Department of Corrections and really having allies there who are also saying this is an issue. We have a women's prison, we have pregnant women here, how can we best deliver care? And so how can we partner together to really improve the care that they're getting on the inside and then also outside? So the Doula Initiative is an excellent first step that has been supported. I mean, certainly it couldn't happen without full support of Michigan Department of Corrections. Mm-hmm. And so that is an amazing step where now women have a birth attendant or someone to support them in birth, whereas prior to this, they were all alone without a support person there to help them at the time of their managing labor and there for